What if growing older isn't a slow fading of your story, but the quiet beginning of your deepest awakening? For most of our lives, the world teaches us a narrow script about aging, that we should step back, speak less, shrink our presence, and hold on only to memories instead of dreams. We're told that youth is the peak, and everything after is a gentle descent. But Buddhist wisdom offers a far more generous truth. Old age is not the end of your becoming. It is the ripening of everything life has been preparing within you. This is the season where you no longer need to race, prove, or compare. You have lived through storms and tenderness. You have held joy and heartbreak in the same hands. And now, you enter a chapter that isn't about striving, but about seeing clearly. You are not becoming less. You are becoming distilled, essential, wise. This video is not about resisting age. It's about inhabiting it with depth, softness, and purpose. So listen slowly. Let each idea settle into the quiet spaces of your heart. Your life still holds beauty you have not yet discovered. Let's begin. Lesson number 1. Let go of what no longer serves you. Letting go is not weakness. In the Buddhist view, it is one of the purest forms of courage, the courage to stop carrying what your heart can no longer hold. As we grow older, life itself begins to reveal what truly matters by gently stripping away what doesn't. The things we once clung to so tightly, old roles, stubborn expectations, worn-out ambitions, eventually become too heavy to justify. Think of your mind as a room you've been filling for decades. Some objects are precious, moments of love, lessons learned, memories that still warm you, but many others have been gathering dust in the corners, resentments you've replayed 1,000 times, regrets that never changed the past, obligations you said yes to out of guilt, people you tried endlessly to please. These things crowd your inner space, leaving little room for peace to sit down. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that clinging is the root of suffering. We suffer once from the experience, and then again, often for years, from the memory we refuse to release. Freedom begins not when life becomes easier, but when we loosen our grip on what drains us. So ask yourself gently, what am I still carrying that exhausts me? What memory have I allowed to become heavier than the moment itself? Who am I trying to make happy at the cost of my own joy? These questions are not meant to shame you. They are invitations, doorways to your own clarity. Start small. Forgive someone who may never apologize. It's not for them. It's for your peace. Let go of one obligation that no longer aligns with your heart. Donate something you've kept out of habit, not love. Release one story about yourself that no longer matches who you are today. The ego clings because it fears emptiness, but the soul understands that emptiness is simply space. Space for lightness, space for presence, space for who you are becoming now. Letting go is not losing, it is choosing. Choosing peace over heaviness, choosing clarity over chaos, choosing yourself, gently and without guilt. And the less you hold on to, the more freely you will walk through the world. Lesson number 2, protect your peace through wise relationships. There comes a time in life when you finally understand this simple truth. Not everyone deserves access to your peace. In younger years, many of us tolerated far more than our hearts could handle. We stayed in draining relationships out of obligation. We kept the peace by abandoning our own needs. We feared loneliness more than we feared losing ourselves. But aging brings a quiet clarity. You begin to see that emotional harmony is far more valuable than the illusion of togetherness. A full room means nothing if your spirit feels empty inside it. In Buddhism, there is the idea of sangha, not a large crowd, but a nourishing circle. A true community is not measured by numbers, but by the quality of the energy it brings into your life. Sometimes your entire sangha is one person, or even simply yourself. Anyone who brings calm instead of chaos, who listens rather than judges, who sees who you are becoming rather than who you used to be. That person is worth keeping close. As you grow older, you gain a profound right, the right to choose who gets to sit at your emotional table. You can love people from a distance. You can wish them well without welcoming them back into your daily life. You can bless their path without allowing their storms to spill into yours. Love does not always require proximity. Peace certainly doesn't. Ask yourself quietly, who nourishes me? Who drains me? Who sees the present version of me, not the outdated story they prefer? Your answers will tell you more about your future than your past ever could. And remember this line, one that carries deep Buddhist wisdom. If it costs my peace, it is too expensive. You have paid enough in stress, in silence, in self-sacrifice. You no longer owe anyone access to your inner world just because you once played a role in theirs. You deserve relationships that feel like home, warm, safe, steady, not relationships that feel like battlegrounds where you must explain, defend, or shrink yourself just to belong. At this stage of your life, choose peace over presence. Choose quality over quantity. Choose the company that helps your spirit breathe, because your energy is sacred now. Your time is precious. And your heart, after everything it has lived through, has earned the right to rest in gentle hands. Lesson number 3, be fully present. The past is memory. The future is imagination. The only moment that truly belongs to you is the one happening right now. Yet, as we grow older, the mind often drifts backward, replaying old scenes, lingering on what might have been, revisiting regrets that can no longer be rewritten. And when it's not looking back, it casts itself forward into uncertain tomorrows, creating stories shaped more by fear than reality. Buddhist wisdom gently interrupts this cycle. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Think of the past as a vast library. Its shelves are filled with chapters of your life, some beautiful, some painful, all meaningful. You may visit those shelves when you need understanding or perspective, but you were never meant to live there. And the future? It is a story your mind drafts before anything has even happened, a novel written in ink made of hopes, worries, and imagination. But now is solid, now is real, now is alive. Presence isn't about forcing constant gratitude or pretending every moment feels profound. It's simply the practice of allowing this moment to exist as it is, without judgment, without comparison, without wishing it were something else. Here is a small but powerful practice. Bring your mind where your body is. If you are walking, walk. If you are drinking tea, taste it. If you are watching the sunlight enter your window, let yourself truly see it. If you are breathing, just breathe, feeling the gentle rise and fall that has carried you through every season of your life. These ordinary things become extraordinary when you actually witness them. One of the hidden gifts of aging is the ability to notice what youth rushes past, the softness of morning light, the warmth of a cup between your palms, the peaceful heaviness of evening air. These small moments, once overlooked, become treasures when you finally have the wisdom to slow down enough to feel them. You may not choose everything that happens in life, but you can choose to return again and again to the only place life ever truly unfolds, this breath, this heartbeat, this present moment. If this reflection brings you even a little peace, let your presence be felt here too, a gentle like, a quiet comment, or a small gesture of support. It helps this wisdom reach someone who may need it today. Lesson number 4, accept impermanence and make peace with change. Everything changes. Your body, your relationships, your priorities, even the way you understand yourself, all of it shifts over time. Impermanence is not a flaw in life's design. It is the design. Yet this truth often becomes sharper, more painful, as we age. One day, you look in the mirror, and the face staring back doesn't quite match the version of yourself you still hold in your mind. People you love drift away or disappear suddenly. Roles you once wore proudly begin to dissolve. And in the quiet that follows, you may wonder, who am I now? Buddhist wisdom offers a gentle and liberating answer. You are not the things that change. You are the awareness witnessing the change. When you stop identifying yourself with shifting circumstances, a deep peace becomes possible. The world may move, the body may age, relationships may transform, but the one observing all of it remains steady, spacious, untouched. Think of life through the metaphor of the seasons. Spring blossoms, summer thrives, autumn releases, and winter rests. Each season is temporary, but each is necessary. Aging is simply the winter of human life, a season not of decline but of refinement, a season where noise softens, clarity rises, and the unnecessary gently falls away. Winter is quiet, but it is sacred. Without it, nothing could bloom again. Instead of fighting the changes you see, try this simple practice. Whenever something shifts, your routine, your energy, your relationships, even your reflection, pause and say softly, "It is changing." Naming the change helps loosen the resistance around it. And where resistance loosens, suffering begins to dissolve. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means acknowledging reality without letting it disturb your inner balance. It means trading bitterness for gratitude, comparison for presence. Instead of thinking, "I used to be able to do that," try saying, "I'm grateful I can still do this." That small shift opens the heart instead of closing it. When you stop wrestling with impermanence, life becomes lighter. You realize that every fleeting moment is precious exactly because it will not last. If nothing changed, nothing would matter. There would be no urgency, no beauty, no meaning in the experiences we hold dear. Embrace impermanence not as a loss, but as the gentle reminder that each breath is a gift. And the more you make peace with change, the freer and more fully alive you become. Lesson number 5. Cultivate meaning through gratitude and simple joy. Modern society praises productivity, the constant doing, achieving, accumulating, proving. We are taught that a meaningful life is built through milestones and accomplishments, as if worth can be measured like numbers on a timeline. But Buddhist wisdom points in a very different direction. Meaning grows not from doing more, but from noticing more, from recognizing the quiet fullness already present in your life. Many people spend their youth chasing the next thing, the next goal, the next moment that will finally make them happy. In the rush, they forget to enjoy the very life they're running through. Years pass, and only later do they realize they were busy surviving instead of living. But joy has never been hiding in extraordinary events. Buddhism teaches that real happiness is found in simplicity, in the ordinary moments we overlook because they seem too small to matter. A warm cup in your hands, a breeze that passes softly across your face, a sincere conversation, the familiar comfort of the room you wake up in. Gratitude transforms these moments from background noise into blessings. A simple practice can shift your entire inner landscape. Each night, recall 3 small things you appreciated that day. Not grand achievements, just tiny sparks of goodness. Maybe the taste of something you enjoyed, a moment of laughter, the way sunlight landed on your floor. As you name these small joys, your mind slowly rewires itself from scarcity to abundance. Instead of seeing what is missing, it begins to see what is already here. And that leads to a deeper shift. Stop asking, "What have I accomplished?" Start asking, "How deeply have I lived today?" Because at the end of a long life, it is not the trophies or titles that stay with you. It is the moments you were truly present, the ones where your heart was awake enough to feel. Aging brings a unique gift, the ability to notice what youth rushes past. With fewer distractions and less urgency to prove anything, you're finally able to see the miracles tucked inside ordinary days. The beauty of small things becomes brighter. The quiet moments become sweeter. Life becomes less about achievement and more about appreciation. Gratitude doesn't require more time, only more awareness. And simple joy doesn't require effort, only openness. This is the treasure of later life, not the strength of youth, but the vision to recognize the sacred hidden in the everyday. Lesson number 6, live with compassion. Your legacy is how you made people feel. At a certain point in life, a quiet question begins to rise within us. What will remain of me when I'm gone? The ego answers with achievements, recognition, status, and success. But Buddhist wisdom offers a far gentler, far more enduring truth. Your real legacy is the compassion you leave behind in the hearts of others. Compassion is not simply kindness. It is the ability to look at another human being and recognize your shared humanity, their fears, their hopes, their hidden battles. It is the softening of the heart, the willingness to extend warmth without expecting anything in return. It is saying, through your presence alone, I see your suffering and I honor it. Yet as people grow older, something paradoxical happens. Many become more forgiving of others but harsher toward themselves. They carry old mistakes like heavy stones. They judge their aging bodies. They look back at past decisions with regret instead of tenderness. But compassion must begin inward. You cannot pour from a cup you refuse to fill. Try this simple but profound Buddhist practice. Wherever you are, when you encounter someone, a loved one, a stranger, even a person who is difficult, silently repeat, just like me, this person wants to be happy. Just like me, this person suffers. Just like me, this person deserves peace. These words dissolve invisible walls. They turn conflict into understanding and distance into connection. Compassion shows itself in the smallest gestures, the moment you listen without interrupting or judging, the soft tone you choose instead of frustration, the gentle smile you offer someone who feels unseen, the forgiveness you extend to someone who may never apologize. These small acts echo far longer than anything material you could ever leave behind. And never forget, your presence alone can be healing. When you sit with someone in patience, you give them a rare gift in this hurried world: attention. When you respond with warmth, you give them safety. When you choose peace, you become a reminder that kindness is still possible. You don't need to move mountains to matter. You don't need to leave behind grand achievements. The world does not remember the noise. It remembers the warmth, the gentle ones, the patient ones, the ones whose lives whispered, "It's okay to soften here." Your inner peace becomes a quiet light that naturally extends outward, touching others in ways you may never fully know. And that light, that compassion, is the legacy that truly lasts. Aging is not a closing chapter. It is a deepening one. You are not here to rush anymore. You are here to live gently, to see clearly, to love without fear, and to walk with the quiet wisdom you've earned through every season of your life. These lessons are not demands. They are invitations to breathe softer, to choose peace, and to honor the beauty that is still unfolding within you. If today's reflections touched your heart, let your presence be felt. A like, a comment, or a simple subscription helps this circle of calm reach someone who may need it more than you know. Thank you for spending this time in stillness with me. May you be peaceful. May you be present. May you be free.